This video will go over your master project for your next assignments. So remember, for essay number 3, you read and made cards for 2 articles and sources that you read, and you sent it to your Ohana leader. And so your Ohana leader should have created what's called a master project. Remember that you sent a copy of your essay number 3 to your Ohana leaders, and so they copied and pasted it all into what's called the master project for your Ohana. The end result for your master project should look something like this. It is where you will be able to see everybody's sources and all of the cards that they used for all of the sources that they read. Now, your Ohana leader moved 2 of your decks into the master project. What you will need to do is you will need to use their login information. So they will give you their email address and the password that they use so that you can log into their Super Note Cards account so that you can look at the master project. Now, they moved 2 of your decks and they don't have the names on here yet. So what you have to do is find the 2 sources, the decks that they moved, and type in your name. So for example, if you're Justin and this is your source that you use for essay number 3, okay, you'll just type in your name, Justin A, right there. Okay, it just makes it easy for everybody to see whose articles they are. So you read 2 of them, so Justin will type in 2 of his names right here and say these are the 2 of mine. Now the next step is for everybody in your group to read 2 more articles and make cards for 2 more articles. So the total should be 4. So it should look like this. So Justin read 2 of the articles here, and it was moved by your Ohana leader. And so Justin A decided to read 2 more articles. And here's this article that he read, and he made the cards, right? And I'll remember it has to be tagged with the reference, and this is really, really important for you to write the author's last name and page number for every single one. Okay, again, make sure that you write author's last name and page number for every single card that you have. So each person will have a total of 4. So that means, if you have 4 people in your group, you will have 16 sources. Now, the reason why you're doing this is because you want to have as many sources as possible to do your next assignments. Imagine if you were doing this on your own, and imagine if you had to read 16 really long articles, right, and make all of these cards on your own. It would be very time consuming. And so that's why we're using the Super Note Cards, so that we can share our sources, so that we can use it to write our research papers. Now remember, you will not be using all the cards, right? And remember, these are direct quotes. So you will not be copying the quotes. You will be paraphrasing it into your research paper. So it will be in your own words. And yes, you will all be using the same sources, but the way you use it will be totally different. So individually, you'll be using these sources, these quotes in your own way. So it's not copying, it's not plagiarizing. You're just sharing sources as your group members, but you will not be copying each other. Now, once everybody is done reading 4 articles and making the cards for the 4 sources that they read, the Ohana leader will add these decks for you. These are from the suggested outline that I gave you for your last research paper. So a deck should be for introduction, definition and background, historical social context, opposing viewpoints, the 3 reasons, and the conclusion. So your Ohana leader will add these cards, these decks for you, and they will again share this whole thing with you. So they will send a copy to each of your Ohana leaders, Ohana members, so that everybody in your group will have a clean version of this so that they can now start writing their own research paper. Now, once you have your own clean version of your final master project, you're ready to start organizing and writing your research paper. So this is what you'll be doing. You'll be reading going through every single deck and reading through every single quote and try to figure out where does the quote fit into my research paper. Remember that it's kind of like a jigsaw puzzle. Your research paper is like a jigsaw puzzle that you're using all of these quotes into different body paragraphs. You don't want to just summarize all of this one little article into your one reason number one, right? Everything has to be jigsaws. You should have different sources and different paragraphs. So this is what you'll be doing. So you'll be looking through your quotes, right? And let's say you want to use this quote and you're like, this will look really great in my one of my paragraphs, and let's say I am going to use it in my introduction. Okay, so you're going to move this card into your introduction, okay, and click on OK. And so now this card is magically in your introduction. Okay, again, go through all of your quotes. Okay, let's say this is a great one for my reason number one. Okay, so again, you're going to move that into your reason number one, click on OK, okay, and there you go. So going to go through all of your cards, okay, and say, hey, this is a great one for my reason number one. It connects really well with the other card that I just found. So click on reason number one, click on OK, okay, and there it is. So now you have these two cards that you have, right? So remember, you have your author's last name and page number, author's last name and page number, and this is really important for that, for when you're writing your research paper, you can start doing your in-text citation. Now, if you're having a hard time moving the cards around, sometimes it doesn't scroll up. Okay, if you're having a hard time doing that, you can just copy the card. So let's say you want to use this card, right? So you are just going to copy it. Here, again, the 3 lines, click on copy and move it to wherever you want to move it to. I want to go into reason number one. Okay, you do have to have a blank card, or maybe you don't. I think you can just click here, any card, and just put copy. Oh, nope, I wanted to paste it. Okay, so you just want to click on paste. Yeah, there it goes. Okay, so you can just copy and paste cards into your deck, so you don't have to move it. So now let's say you are ready to write this paragraph, reason number one. So you have 1, 2, 3, 2, 4, 6 cards. Maybe you should have a little bit more, but let's say 6 is good for you. Okay, and so now you're ready to just organize it into the order. Right, this one, the question should come first. I want to talk about the question first, and then I want to talk about this, this, and this, and this. So now you have all of your cards in order, and so now all you have to do is sit at your computer and just start paraphrasing everything. You look at this card and you're going to paraphrase it, okay? And you have to look at this card and paraphrase it. That's why it's so important for you to have author's last name and page number. Same thing, paraphrase, 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 and that's it. And so your paragraph is pretty much written for you. Of course, you want to, maybe add a topic sentence. You may want to add several sentences in between the quotes. But most of your essay for your research paper will be paraphrased. Okay, it's not in your own word. It's not from your own head. It's using sources to talk about your topic.